Hello and welcome to another edition of The Buzz. The season is zipping right along. We are already it's not even mid-September anymore, it's late September. Most of our area football teams have at least 3 games in. Some are already halfway through their season. They've played 4 football games already. It's getting to the point where every game means just a little bit more, and it's getting that way on the volleyball court as well. Eddie Evans was at the Howells-Dodge Lutheran High Northeast game on Tuesday. Lutheran High Northeast came in as the number 2 team in his Class C ratings. Howells-Dodge the number 1 team in his Class D ratings. We're going to go to Eddie on the spot for a little more.
I'm with Howells-Dodge coach Neil Van Langen. Now, coach, your team is off to an impressive start, I know. Talk about what it's like to mesh these 2 teams together into one.
Well, we have from both teams. We had 5 starters from Dodge that got a 3rd place at state 2 years ago, and 5 starters from Howells that were state champions last year. So, yeah, I mean, it was a very, very nice problem to have. So we came up with a way to play all 10 players. Run a libero for 2 of them. We're 6'2", so we got 2 on that side, and then 1 DS on the other side. Gets all 10 in, and I think it's worked really well. The girls have all decided, you know what, let's play together and make this for the team instead of individual, and that's really helped our good start.
Now, speaking of Howells-Dodge, I was in Howells last Friday night. I watched the Jaguars take on High Plains Community in what was billed as a conflict of styles, top 5, one of those game of the year type of games, and for Howells-Dodge it definitely was. The Jaguars looked like the luxurious automobile they're named after, because they're not named after the cat. If you would actually go to Howells, you would find out that their mascot is not a cat. It's Angela Bauer's old Jaguar from Who's the Boss? Angela Bauer, right? Well, the whole time I'm at the game, I'm expecting Tony Danza to come walking in his old St. Louis Cardinals uniform. Okay, not really, but I do wonder, because Alyssa Milano was his fictitious sitcom daughter, is that what created her love for baseball, since her fictitious sitcom father was a former professional baseball player? Anyway, let's move on. Howells-Dodge. Nathan Bujita defensively, kid's a beast. The Iowa recruit had 6 tackles for loss. He had 1 sack, and the thing about Bujita, whether he's on the offensive line or the defensive line, he draws so much attention. Offensively, I mean, he's going to block 3 kids at a time. He's that good. Defensively, he is usually double, triple teamed, usually being held, and he still gets the job done. He creates space for other defenders. He's just one of those kids that is great to have on your team, as is Matthew Gooch. Gooch had 20 carries for 149 yards in the win, scored 3 touchdowns, and he became more powerful as the game went on. You hear that a lot about running backs, that they get better as the game goes on. Well, Gooch definitely did, and speaking of better as the game goes on, this Howells-Dodge team has a lot of room to improve.
Yeah, you know, we can get better. We can definitely play better, and we're going to have to down the road.
We're going to start off a big Class A game. Lincoln Pius X is traveling to Norfolk High on Friday night. Norfolk High has the chance to start 4-1 for the first time since 2009. I'm pretty sure people remember that season as being Norfolk High's trip to the semifinals, the quarterfinals. I mean, that was a big football year here in Norfolk. The Panthers have gotten off to a good start. Can they keep it going on Friday? Crofton and Hartington-Cedar Catholic also play Friday in Hartington. Here's one of the state's best rivalries. Hartington-Cedar Catholic, coming off its first loss of the year, looking to prove something against a Crofton team that's rated in the top 5 of every major poll in the state. Lutheran High Northeast, again, has a big game this week. They will travel to Atkinson to take on Josh Coyle and the West Holt Huskies. Coyle is running for over 200 yards a game, just like he did last year. Lutheran High, with their we-back scheme, is going to try and take West Holt down. Both teams are undefeated going into that one, but there is no game bigger this week than the one in Wahoo. Norfolk Catholic ranked number 1 in Class C1 in every major poll. Wahoo ranked number 2 in Class C1 in every major poll. Knights are 4-0. Wahoo is 3-0. Norfolk Catholic comes into this game a little more tested. They've played Columbus Lakeview. They've played Albion Boone Central / Newman Grove. Wahoo has a big win over Boys Town, but we don't necessarily know about Boys Town. You have to give the edge to the Knights going in, just because they are tested, because they've been there before. 1990 called and said, been there, done that. But it should be a great game in Wahoo either way. And don't forget that Lincoln Pius X at Norfolk High game will be live streamed Friday night, 7 o'clock, right at NorfolkDailyNews.com. Tune in then, and as always for The Buzz, I'm Tom Beamer.